when you hear this line and you say you want Not Like Us to stop playing, oh, he was talking about this person. No, he was talking about that person. I'm like, bro, fact of Kendrick responded with Meet the Grams with every family member, diabolical response to this record. Drake brought color into this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but did Kendrick ever disrespect Drake for being light skinned? Your GM is your BM secret. Like, it sounded like, oh, some code. 3 short jokes together. Everything sounds nice flow-wise. When I heard this, I was like, his baby mother? I don't know if this is true, but if it sounds like that's actually a fire bar. He had some dope bars for A$AP Rocky. I'm not gonna lie. Fring was Drake's nickname for Rihanna. Ooh. Saying West Coast dudes do face come get this ass whooping, you're Drake from Canada? So we get Family Matters, and we're pretty excited. I mean, we just got from Kendrick Euphoria. We get 616 in LA. Drake is actually going to come back. So what is he going to say? And at the time of the beef, a lot of us, like when Family Matters, like when it first dropped, like it was kind of fire. Obviously, it got super overtaken right by Meet the Grams. A lot of people thought think it sounded good. Like, this is the best song of the beef. Forget Meet the Grams. And then at the time of the beef, it feels like we definitely give Drake so much credit because we just want the beef to continue, right? We just want there to be a response. We want Kendrick to come back. We don't care what exactly is being said. We're kind of excited in the moment. But then you go back and you listen to this and you hear the lyrics. Some is good, some is bad, but some stuff just fell apart. So in this video, let's go through some of these lyrics. Overall, Drake didn't take Kendrick seriously, and it even shows in this song. This song is supposed to be a haymaker. Kendrick comes with a 6-minute Euphoria track. Family Matters is response. I think it's 7 minutes, but yet you waste so much time on so many dumb lyrics, on so many people that don't matter. When Kendrick's, it's like, you see there's like a line coming at you and you're sitting there like, oh, let me look at the weeds. Let me look at the little butterfly that's going around. Like, no, maybe Drake actually thought he was above Kendrick. It just became unforgiving to not take Kendrick seriously. Going at too many people, I think he thought people would respect him. Oh, he's going at this person. No, because you could put Rick Ross and Metro Boomin, you could put these people together. Kendrick is a different tier. So you Drake trying to combine Kendrick with these people, I don't think it makes the fans, you didn't do the fans any service. And I think you kind of let Drake fans down. If you go back to Euphoria, I don't think Kendrick repeated a single damn thing. Like, you got 6 minutes, bar after bar. Kendrick fans or whoever, all fans could walk away with all these bars against Drake. Let's talk about some of the good stuff, some of the bad stuff, and some of the ugly stuff. There's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna go in line by line on this. You wanna have some fun looking at these lyrics? Just go put some headphones on. Some people fault me on this, but I personally thought this intro was weak. Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying, I said it, I know that you're mad. And he starts off, I think that's his mom. Why are you bringing the voice of your mom in this song, bro? I didn't like that personally. It reminds me of those videos like where a lot of YouTubers react and they bring their mom, which is fine. Like YouTuber react to a song, but my mom reacts to this. It's like you're bringing your mom to react to Kendrick, telling you can't say the N-word. Dude, I said it, I know that you're mad. I've emptied the clip over friendly jabs. That was a good line. You mentioned my seed, now deal with his dad. I like the line. I gotta go bad. If you guys liked it, it's fine. It just didn't match the flow of the song. Saying I can say the N-word to me just really proved Kendrick's point. Kendrick comes and says, we don't want to hear you say N-word no more. And you start the song, Drake, N-word, I said it, I know that you mad. If someone says you can't say something and you come back and say, here it is, I said it, it sounds like a 12-year-old. It sounds like a middle school response. Just don't respond to it, Drake. Drop a 50 back for the mob in the spot, drop a 50 back, 29 for the thought. I remember when I heard this, I was like, what is he talking about? Like, what are you doing with the mob? I don't know, Drake. 29 for the thought. Is he saying there's $50,000 and out of the 29, you're giving 29 to a stripper? You tell me guys what he's saying in the comment, right? Like, I was really trying to keep it PG. I like this line. I like the way it sounded. If you had said to give your ass a DP, but you civilian gang in real life, you PC. This little flow, I thought sounded okay. I liked it. There's a play here on PG Lang from, Kendrick, play on Parental Guy. I was trying to keep it like clean. The only thing is I thought like Drake, do you ever try to keep it clean? Again, it's like you want to feel connections in bars. And if you had a set, they give you as a DP. This line kind of fell apart to me because I was like, I don't think any of us see Kendrick. If he's talking about Rick Ross, who's he talking about? I don't think any of us see Kendrick as like a gang member. You know what I mean? Like, that's not his music. Yeah, he mentions like gang life, but not that he's living the gang life. Again, is he talking about Rick Ross? Maybe. The other thing is like people keep saying, oh, he was talking about this person. No, he was talking about that person. I'm like, bro, I don't know who he's talking about. And if he's talking about this person, that person, and I don't know as the fan who he's talking about, that just makes it weaker. Euphoria comes, I know Euphoria is talking about you, Drake. 6 minutes just on you. I don't know, as a fan, when I hear your song and you're weaving different narratives, how do I know who you're talking to? You said if you had a set, they give you as a DP. I'm assuming you're talking to Kendrick. Or you're talking to Rick Ross. I mean, I don't know, you know? So that's part of the problem. I didn't like the way that sounded if it was towards Kendrick. Lines I thought were cool. In real life, you PC, politically correct. Might have meant Rick Ross, because he says you PC, protective custody. You know who really bang a set? My dude YG. You know who really bang a set? My dude Chuck T. You know who even bang a set out there is CB. I like the sound of these lines, but again, too much repeating. How many, like, it makes me feel as a fan like you're wasting time. He goes up to mention YG. Then we know that YG comes out and this is Drake. People fight, say, oh, YG didn't say YG. No, bro, like, he subbed Drake and he had a song called Weird, and the reference is timing. We think it's Drake. You know who really banged a set? My dude Chuck T, and that's The Game. And The Game, actually, I thought kind of had his back in a decent way. And some people say that that was wrong. He wasn't at the Pop Out concert and he didn't rep Kendrick. I respected Chuck T for what he did. He came out of diss Rick Ross. I thought it was funny. I thought his track was good. I mean, guys, if we're gonna let, you know, YG came out diss Drake, all right, Chuck T wants to come out on diss Rick Ross. I thought it was funny. I thought he did a good job. And I didn't take The Game that serious in this anyway. You know who even banged a set out there is CB, but it sounded like at least The Game didn't come out and diss him, because YG and CB both diss Drake. Because CB comes out and there's a video of him dancing to Not Like Us. So YG comes out and disses you. Chris Brown comes out and disses you. What a big risk to put these people in your song that is like forever stamped in this beef, and then these people came out and dissed you. That hurts, man. To me, like, that sucks. And then he said, I like this line, and dude, Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. I like the way he said it. He won this because he left. Look what Kendrick did. But at the moment, we were like, man, Cole, what you apologize, get out of here. So when we heard this, it was nice that Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. Like, I'm gonna go in. And we wanted that. We wanted Drake to go in. We want the beef to go on forever. So you better have some paperwork or this shit fake tea. I like this line because at the moment, a lot of people were questioning Kendrick. Like, Kendrick is saying all this stuff, and then the daughter. In the moment, right? We look back and we're kind of like, man, stuff kind of came together. People were like, is Kendrick lying? Kendrick's capping? Well, how come he's making up this stuff? And he says, can't be rapping about no ratting that we can't read. Another part of the problem is that we don't know who he's talking about. And like that, Kendrick says, try to cease and desist on a Like That record, or what, you ain't like that record. But then also Rick Ross says that in his song that Drake had a cease and desist on French Montana, right? So you have all these things, you're just like, man, I don't know who he's talking about. Now, again, that was part of the problem. I mean, it's true, a dude slimed me for my AP, just like how Metro dude slimed me for his main squeeze. Again, I think as fans, we hear this and we're kind of like, you know, like a guy taking someone's girl. I don't think as guys, we respect that someone took someone's girl. To hear Drake trying to make that a thing, it doesn't make it hit. But anyway, he's referencing, I guess, when Drake got robbed a long time ago, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. People say Kendrick referenced it, and I don't know for sure. He does reference New Ho King, and I don't know what the reference is, but when you look back, Drake didn't get robbed at New Ho King as far as I know. I don't know why he like says I got slimed. Like, I don't know, I don't care. I don't think Kendrick really cared. I don't think anyone made a thing of it. Out here begging for attention, dude, say please, always rapping like you're about to get the slaves free. You just acting like an activist. It's make-believe. I addressed this line, and no, I think a lot of us didn't think it's cool. At the moment, there were people I heard who thought he's trying to say Kendrick is a fake activist. And I think this is part of the problem, is that maybe there are different camps. There are different kind of thought processes here, man. There's people willing to say things, and other people who say that that's disrespectful. And I think this line actually is what put things together to say, drew the line in the sand. They're like, no, we don't talk like, we don't rock with that. He already used a slave line in a previous song For All the Dog. I think people saw something in this, and like, yes, maybe that was a good angle you could go at Kendrick at. I don't know. I had a hard time with this. All of Kendrick's music catalog is empowering to Black culture for sure. And a lot of people, whether Black, white, whatever, just love his catalog and can relate to what he's saying. To tell Kendrick you're just acting like an activist is make believe, it's just weak. I don't know. You know, it's got, what I'm saying, man, it's got a hit, man. It just, don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. I thought this line was good because it was a play on money trees. And I think at first glance, yes, there were people who were like, one Google search and like, Kendrick gives back. I mean, we as fans don't know. I don't know if Kendrick did anything. I thought it was okay. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. I thought it sounded good. But again, looking back, again, in retrospect, Kendrick, he did give to charity. And I think that's part of the problem, is that Drake used things that really weren't solidified. Like if you go back to Kendrick's Euphoria, I thought had the best disses. I mean, yeah, Not Like Us did too, but you could look at Kendrick's lines and like, it's hard to argue them. It feels like what he said is not arguable. And that's what makes it this so strong. This stuff, you say it and then you're just like, Drake, bro, like he did give him. So it just weakens your line. Say you hate the girls I F, but what you really mean. And we know him like that. He says, I hate the bitches you because they confuse themselves with real women. I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You're the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen. And hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby, I want to know what Whitney need. Now it gets ugly, right? So here's where I had a problem with this because Drake brought color into this. I don't believe Kendrick ever brought color into this. Some people use some lines. Kendrick says certain things like off-white, sunseeker, and 60, like maybe he's referencing color. I think Kendrick really didn't try to go at this with colorism, and I think Drake did. And I think that was really a bad play because you being like black and white, you know what I mean, you gotta tread carefully because you're the one bringing colorism into this as well. So what Drake is trying to say is, you're mad that I'm with different kind of women? You're the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen. Now this line, I think if you're playing that game, he's really trying to get at him, right? Like, but when he says he's a black messiah, whatever you want to say, you can't be with someone of color, you can't be someone who's mixed. Kendrick never said anything about you being mixed. You get what I'm saying? Like, now if Kendrick came out and said, you're really white, like Rick Ross said that to you. He called you a white boy, not Kendrick. He didn't call you a white boy. If Rick Ross calls you a white boy, right? Then he marries a white girl, go at him for that. The line can make some sense. Kendrick never really, he has a ton of white fans already as it is. He doesn't talk in that manner. So you're saying you the black messiah wife of a mixed queen. So we're supposed to like go with you, like, oh, he's wife of a mixed queen. All right, his girl's mixed. So what? Like, where's the hit? Hey, vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. I thought this was cruel. This kind of like played against him because he's trying to say, again, this is ugly for coming from someone who's mixed because you're saying Kendrick is black or dark-skinned or whatever you're trying to say, but you mess with light-skinned girls because you want your self-esteem to go up. Like, and you think we will rock with that as like, that's what Kendrick is like? You're crazy. Like, there's no way. Again, man, I just like, I hate the fact that these bars fell apart on Kendrick. It's just like, we wanted a good beef, but when you look back, this is like, now when I look back at this, I'm like, I first listened, I didn't reference like all the Whitney angles, but damn, let's go to this. On some Bobby shit, I want to know what Whitney needs. When you hear this line and you say you want Not Like Us to stop playing, if I was Kendrick, and he said this to me, I'd play Not Like Us on his grave. I'd play it at his funeral. You know what I mean? Like, on some Bobby shit, I want to know, you talking about his girl, the mother of his kids, and you reference Bobby and Whitney, and we all know rumors of alleged that Bobby used to beat Whitney Houston, some of the two big R&B stars back in the days. I don't know those stories. I'm going to say alleged because I don't know. You guys looked that up, but that's what's known. Again, playing on the fact of him beating her. But then again, it also doesn't make sense because I thought you want to know what Whitney needs. So why are you on some Bobby shit? Are you trying to be the one to hit or like be violent? So the line doesn't make sense. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese. We could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. I thought this line was good because I was like, man, yeah, that's interesting. Kendrick doesn't hold his family, right? Like, I first listened, you're like, and then we know what happened in Not Like Us. He brought his whole family, and that was a good response. He's trying to say that he's ashamed of his family. You know, I would have taken that as a bar. You could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. I thought that was a good twist because we remember when Kendrick is the one who said, let it get shaky, I'll park your son. And us thinking that, oh, Kendrick is the one who did bring the kids in this, so we're trying to feel sorry for Drake. But no. Drake was the first one to bring family when he mentioned Whitney in push-ups. I'll be on some bodyguards like Whitney, something like that. You can't play both sides. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama caption always screaming, save me. You did her dirty all your life. You trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Freeze. Don't make it Dave Freeze. You know, when I first was listening to the beef, I thought that Kendrick, I was like, damn, he's vicious. Like, then when he dropped Meet the Grams, I heard everything. I was like, oh, bro, is Kendrick crazy? All his music catalog is amazing. But then you're just like, bro, Kendrick might literally be like a psychopath. Like, when you hear Meet the Grams, you listen, you hear these words and you're like, bro, if I was Kendrick, I would destroy this guy too. He's talking again about his baby mama. She's not even like really known. People aren't interested in knowing about her life. Might be Dave Free. He kind of does that with his voice. I thought it was cool. I liked it. Then we're like, all right, damn. All right. So that was the drop of the T, right? Is that possible? Then he goes on to say, because if your GM is your BM secret BD, then it's all making plenty of effing sense to me. I was like, what is the GM? What is a BM? It just didn't hit me at first. I was like, yo, what is he speaking in codes? Like, Drake, what are you saying? I had to like really look into the line. But, oh, GM, general manager. And as a fan, like, what's GM? General is your BM, is your baby mama secret baby daddy. Like, he's talking like He's talking honestly like a 12-year-old girl, to be honest with you. Your GM is your BM secret. But like, it sounds like, oh, some code. You're speaking in Morse code, but then you're like, really not that much. It's like, hey, let that shorty breathe, shake that ass, bitch, hands on your knees, shake that ass for Drake, now shake that ass for free. I thought this was cold, and I think there was a lot of jokes about how this sounded. As people were listening to the song, it sounds like Drake is talking to you, so as the guys, they didn't like the way it sounded. This is where I felt mad disrespect to Kendrick. I was like, damn, he's telling your girl, shake that ass, bitch, hands on your knees. You gotta play Not Like Us at the funeral. That was cold. Fact of Kendrick responding with Meet the Grams with every family member was a perfect diabolical response to this record. Then he goes, well, not that kind of free. I'm talking about my dude Dave. This missed me, but I actually thought it was hilarious when someone said, he's explaining the verse. I knew what he was talking about. I just didn't hit how dumb it was. Like, we know that you're talking about Dave. Well, not that kind of free. I'm talking about my dude Dave. That's like saying you get beat up by Mayweather. Mayweather is scary. I'm not talking about Mayweather. I'm talking about Mayweather. You made a Lil K, we call that shit a mini Drake. Doesn't hit that much. I thought it's funny, Lil K, Lil Kendrick, we call that shit a mini Drake because Drake is a smaller AK-47, but a Drake is still a hell of a gun. So it kind of doesn't hit. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenya no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. 3 short jokes together, back to back to back. These bars go over Kenny's head no matter what I say. That was my favorite short joke. But he always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. Sounds like one of those jokes like made by AI or like really like some 10-year-old jokes. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. AI joke, man. A 7-minute track and you have how many bars on short jokes? Then he goes, knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Dude said, almost started reaching from my waist. Drop. Again, everything sounds nice flow-wise. When I heard this, I was like, knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. That was the climactic bar when the Weeknd said a shooter's doing TikToks or whatever. That was the climactic bar that when you knew it was smoke. Again, so weak. Go at Kendrick. The Weeknd's this is not when you should know it's smoke. You mean you didn't think it was smoke when Kendrick said them superpowers getting neutralized? You didn't think it was smoke when Kendrick hit you with all that fire? That was when you should have known it was smoke. Not when Abel hit you with the serenade. Again, it's missing the mark. Almost started to reach for my waist. Can't be a not gangster rapper. Talk about how someone's not gangster and you're not gangster. Just leave the gangster jokes out of it. We already know that you sing. So those lines don't hit. Again, drop, back to the chorus. They not like us. That's a chorus. It's a verse, chorus, verse. This drop to me is not a chorus. I don't know. This is a joke. I take it serious. I just didn't like the constant play around. I just felt like he constantly was trying to not take it serious. Some people felt that Pac and Hit Him Up kind of like made some jokes about things not being serious. I just think that Drake, he constantly tried to make it sound like, oh man, you actually let me write a little bit. I got my pen out. I wasn't really trying to write. It was just too much. Like if Drake shooter's doing TikTok, really shooting your gang, I don't know. Again, all this is about the Weeknd, bro. I don't even care. Can't listen to the stick and falsetto. I like that line. I can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, save it for hip hop. What does this mean? Is he disrespecting hip hop heads? I can't listen to you talk gangster while you singing. Save it for hip hop, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the bar. I think what he's trying to say, someone who's into hip hop would be interested in hearing you sing. I don't know. It's like, whatever. You don't even be at home, dog. You receiving at the gift shop. Still mad at the one hoe we ain't even lip lock. I think that's song by Bella Hadid. A lot of this girl stuff, guys don't really find it that funny. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my D drop. What the F I heard Rick drop, talking something about a nose job. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doctor never told y'all. I thought it was a fire bar when I first heard it. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy. Rick Ross, you're fat and you taking Ozempic. You're just jealous of me. And the doctor never told you. Meanwhile, Drake is taking Ozempic. Meanwhile, Drake is doing plastic surgery. Allegedly, I don't fully know, but this is what kind of came out. You can't say that. Put a dude in the bars, let a dude rock, kind of like your old job. I thought this was a fire bar, kind of like your old job. To Rick Ross. But again, so many where are these fire bars to Kendrick? House sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really know y'all. Bitches gotta drive 2 hours before after pay just to give a blowjob. I don't know. All this stuff I think is stuff that like fans don't really care, but must have started up a snowball, like as if he's doing, fast over his nose. Because my last record deal was 400 M's. These days, that's a low ball. I mean, kind of interesting. Let's see how Drake stuff does now. I like this line. I actually really like this line. Who's next on the list? Which one of my so-called need a shell from the clip? Always knew I had to smoke y'all. It was interesting because Kendrick talks about there being someone betraying, giving information, and then Drake kind of sounds like he believes it because he's like, wait a second, which one of my dudes, which one of my so-called dudes need a shell from the clip? Maybe some Rick Ross in them, but it almost sounds like he's trying to send a message like, who's out there doing this? Who needs smoke for me, right? Good kid, Mad City Van will pop the latch like the door slide, tears running down my cheek, laughing at you, pussies dying. It's a war cry. These are one of the best lines in Family Matters. Weekend music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's why all your friends dip into Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide. This line I thought was disrespectful to gay people. And what do y'all think in the comments? Drake, when he painted his nails, he said in one of the Instagram captions, people are being homophobic because they don't like me painting my nails. So you use homophobia to support your nail polishing endeavors. Yet you're dissing Weeknd saying his music gets played by gay people? It doesn't hit. Make it make sense. Abel, run your effing bread. Need to buy some more chains to some more guys. Let me find another street dude I could take him to the game courtside. Let me get a used Ferrari for a rapper. Take the dude on a horse ride. Anything to take the spotlight off the fact that the boss is drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. I guess he's trying to say, Weekend, I took you around, and like, who else do I have to take around and treat like my? I don't know, man. This stuff is weak. Rakim talking shit again. Gassed because you hit my BM first. Do the math. Who I was hitting there. Rakim being ASAP Rocky. I had a hard time with this bar. He says, let me see what Gene says here. Drake acknowledges that what Rocky said about him having sex with Sophie, Drake's baby mother or BM before Drake met her is true. Yet Drake says at the time he was in someone else, presumably Rihanna. Oh, wait a second. That's a cold line. That's a cold line. Did he hit his baby mother? I don't know if this is true, but if it sounds like that's actually a fire bar. If the Sophie girl, who's Adonis's mom, if ASAP Rocky bragged about hitting her, so you hit my BM first, do the math who I was hitting then at the time I was hitting Rihanna. That's a good bar. That's a good bar. And if that's the case, Rakim does. If it's the case, except Rocky deserves that line. I didn't even know how you rap still because they only talk about your fit again. Probably got to have a kid again before you think about dropping any shit again. He has some dope bars for ASAP Rocky. I'm not gonna lie, Rocky. Even when you do drop, they're gonna say you should have modeled because it's mid again. These were probably the dopest bars in Family Matter against ASAP Rocky. Again, we don't care. Should have put you on the first one trying to get it in. Ask Fring if this is a good idea the next time you cuddled in the bed again. And I think Fring, who's Fring? Fring was Drake's nickname for Rihanna. Ooh, that's cold. These are the hardest. ASAP Rocky took the biggest L in this song. Like, I think this thing. If you have a girl and someone says, oh, I hit that girl, it's kind of annoying. The next time you cuddled in that bed again, she'll even tell you leave the boy alone before you get your head split again. Pluto shit. Now he goes into future. Pluto shit make me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it. Leland Wayne, he effing lame. So I know he had to be an influence. These dudes had a plan and finally found a way to rope you into it. Metro Boomin is a lame, right? And I know he must influence you. So I don't know why you getting into this because like you got roped into it. This flow was a really good flow. And these were probably the best bars against everybody else. But I think it just fell apart. We didn't give it enough credit because we wanted to hear him go at Kendrick. 2 separate albums. I just did a Kim to it, dude, skim through it. I thought that bar was fire. I actually really liked that bar. When I heard the Metro album, when I heard the second album, I really was just skimming like, is he gonna diss Drake? Is he gonna diss Drake again? And then ASAP Rocky does and like Weeknd does. But that's it. You're just kind of skimming through it. So that line kind of hit. And I just did a Kim to it. So the Kim Kardashian skimmed through it. Me and Savage had the hose dripping wet. At shows almost had to swim to it. Again, bragging about girls again. I thought it was kind of interesting that he brought Savage's name into it. And I was wondering what 21 Savage was gonna say, but we all know 21 Savage sort of stayed on the sidelines with it, which I'm fine with. I don't care if 21 Savage has anything to say. It doesn't really matter. That shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it. This line, bad line, man. Bad line. This line didn't hit for anyone. Kdot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it. Did not hit at all. At all. We know Baby Keem's not writing Kendrick's line. Bro, are you crazy? And then people joked about Baby Keem was like an 8-year-old like doing like Minecraft videos while Kendrick was like in his prime. Yeah, I mean, he's probably talking about the features. He's probably talking about the recent songs, but it just doesn't make sense. It's the pot calling the kettle black. Drake, you're known for ghostwriting. You coming at don't come at Kendrick with that nonsense. Ross called me the white boy and the shit kind of got a ring to. I like that line. I thought that line was fire. I think Drake had a good way of, he's trying to play into the jokes, lean into them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The BBL Drizzy, I think we thought the fact that he called himself BBL Drizzy was kind of fire. It was kind of funny because all these rappers waving white flags while the effing club sing to it. Kind of aged horribly because I don't think Family Matters is gonna be really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this song is really like. It had a good vibe and would have been a haymaker if bars didn't fall apart. Murder scene on your man tonight, then come to the visual with the candlelight. Now, who's the person he's talking about? I don't know. Is he talking about Kendrick? Body after effing body, Rick reading my Miranda rights. This was a good line. He had so many dope bars for Rick Ross, ASAP Rocky. Yeah, but like, except Kendrick. Kendrick called him short. Rick being like a parole officer, reading his Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation. I hope y'all next time y'all playing it right. I didn't like this, and this was even more hilarious. Don't ever say you're going on a vacation in the middle of a rap beef. Drake, you're not that good. You say you're going on vacation, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams at the same freaking hour. Now, the fans are like you're listening to me, like Meet the Grams might not have been such a takeover if Family Matters had these better bars. Because we see Kendrick come back. Yo, Kendrick's still right. He's still dropping. Oh, but Drake just said he's on vacation. That line aged horribly and really came to bite him in the ass because when Meet the Grams drop, you're like, all right, Drake's in the Bahamas. All right, let's rock with Kendrick. Keep going, Kendrick. Drop Meet the Grams. Drop. Not like it, drop everything. Because you got to pay for saying my name. Guess now, dudes understand the price. I like that line, but the problem is you got to take this seriously next time because now we did not like You My Everything. You doing that feature. And the Gwan Delilah stuff, people say, oh, he did that stuff prior to the beef. You don't get no points taken off for that. When you knew this beef came out and you were losing, tell everybody don't drop any whack-ass R&B features right now because we wanted to see you rap. I think Drake could have salvaged a little bit if you rapped after the battle was over. We would have been like, you know what, Kendrick won, but Drake still got it. Here we go with the final verse. I think he kind of tries to go at Kendrick here. Bunch wasted all of our time on Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky again. They were fire bars, but we didn't really come for that, right? It's like you come to the main event, the person you came to see is not there. Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Now this line is kind of controversial. Some people liked it, some people hated it. I'm of the camp that I didn't like it. I again, because it came off jealous. I think people don't like Kendrick might have liked it. Go give him a Grammy because he's whack. No. Kendrick deserved all the Grammys. If you go back to Kendrick's musicality, if you just think with your brain, he deserved it. There's no question. Like he's not a whack ass artist. It came off as jealous. That's how I took it. Where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man in the house. This, I had to look it up. I forgot about this because, and this is, again, more homophobia, transphobia, and Drake, you're trying to win the modern audience, right? So here you are dissing gay people, dissing trans people. In Mr. Morale's album, Kendrick talks about how his aunt became a transgender. So he goes, where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man in the house. So it's like he's dissing. It's disingenuous. It's dissing trans people. If you want to make that a diss, all right, stand by this then, Drake. Diss Kendrick for other stuff. But you're dissing him for moments of vulnerability. Him talking about things of abuse, of being victimized, of trying to deal with like someone in your family becoming transgender, trying to figure all that out and make sense. And you're mocking this stuff. I'm not saying that Drake had to be nice or be clean. I'm just saying, but it has to hit. Like if us, the fans, think, if a trans person listens, not gonna like it. Homophobic person might say, oh, what you're trying, well, I'm whack because Weeknd's listening to, you don't have to have no rules, but just make sure the fans rock with it. West Coast dudes do phase right. Come get this ass whooping. I'm handing them out. This was the biggest blunder. Besides Tupac AI, this made the West Coast say, bad idea, bro. Telling the West Coast, come get this ass whooping, you're crazy. Because we done lived through Pac, Biggie, seen East Coast and West Coast wars in the US. Maybe Kendrick saying that Drake is from Canada, hinting at that is an issue, really is an issue, because I think he really doesn't understand how serious West Coast, East Coast, and the West Coast history, NWA and Snoop and where they came from. Saying West Coast dudes do face, come get this ass whooping, you're Drake from Canada? You want to take up Pharrell, then come get his legacy out of my house. Cold diss, man. Again, I think a lot of these disses just really made Drake egotistical. And of course it's a rap beef, but again, I think the problem with this line is you're not dissing Kendrick, you're dissing Pharrell and we want to see you diss Kendrick. Kendrick said, forget all that pushing P, let me see push a T. For him, I inherit the beef. He didn't like that you went at Pharrell. He's protecting him. But here you are dissing him even more. And I think as fans, we're like, Pharrell ain't got nothing to do with this. Leave him out. But then here you are laughing, mocking, and come get his legacy out of my house. It's a diss. It's a good diss, but it's like a cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out of your mouth. This line is good if we don't find out later that Drake actually did try a cease and desist on like that. You called the Tupac estate and begged them to sue me and get that shit down. I think the problem with this line is a lot of people just didn't like the Tupac thing. People felt that Tupac was a form of disrespect. People fight me on this too, but there were two camps. Some people didn't mind. Some people saw it as all fair game, disrespect to Tupac, but you know what? It's a rap beef. And then other people saw it as like, no, that's disrespectful to the West, to Tupac. I think Drake had to really, make his bed and sleep in it because he chose to use that Tupac AI and it kind of hurt him. Again, it's not that much of a good diss to tell Kendrick because this is kind of taken as a form of disrespect to Pac, not to Kendrick. I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy, one to send beat and I'll kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by Top. You son and wing like father like son. All right, there's two things to this line. One, him saying your daddy got robbed by Top, I think was another misrepresentation of Kendrick. Just like he misrepresented Mother I by saying when Kendrick says, that he never was victimized. He said, "Nah, you were." If you go back to Damn, the album, Duckworth is a fire song, and there's a whole narrative about how Top came into his life, about that he was gonna rob a place, but he didn't because he liked Kendrick's dad, and Kendrick was still a kid, no one knew the connection. And then they ended up meeting in the studio, getting together, and Top ended up being, the record label president for Kendrick, and he was trying to say that all this came together nicely. So you're saying your daddy got robbed by Top, right? And this is what made the TDE photo op in Not Like Us music video hit even better. Like, why are you trying to make a diss that Kendrick already has backup on? It doesn't make sense. That's like someone has a samurai sword and talked about the samurai sword, and then you're like, your sword is so bad, look, it's not even sharp. And then they come and cut your head off with it. You Stunner and Wayne, like father, like son. I didn't get this because you're saying that you Stunner like Kendrick is? Like, I know he's trying to say like Stunner and Wayne, it's kind of like a father and son, the way they came together, but isn't that your crew? Like, isn't that your side? So this doesn't hit. Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for nothing. They shook about what I'm about to say, but texting your phone, we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say, but F it, dude, it's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me the loot. This line I thought played really good into a lot of Drake fans who think Kendrick is not who he is. His massive amount of hits, massive amount of album classics. Kendrick, yeah, we revived his career. Do you guys know we're talking about Kendrick Lamar? Do you not know who Kendrick Lamar was or is or whatever you want? Kendrick is going to get credit for saying your name, Drake? The guy who has some of the most streamed albums in the history of rap music. Good Kid, Mad City, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly. Some of the most classic albums that most streamed forever, will be forever. He's using Drake's name. You're right about F the Big Three. It's only Big D and there's video proof. I hated this line, meaning when Drake leaked the video of his thing, which I never saw, thank God. I don't rock with that line. It's only Big D, in other words, Big Drake and his thing is big. Like, bro, like, whatever. Our son should go play at the park. Two light-skinned kids, that shit would be cute. Unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. Drake playing the colorism thing so heavy played against him. Drake, you're half white. Playing this against Kendrick, who we love and respect. I don't like these lines. Kendrick never bothered with your color, bro. Like, Kendrick didn't say, oh, you're white skin, you're light skin. He never, guys, tell me if I'm wrong, but did Kendrick ever disrespect Drake for being light skin or white? Yeah, but fans played into all that. I'm not talking about what the fans played into. I'm saying Kendrick, what Kendrick said. Did Kendrick saying Euphoria this about his color? Unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. You're trying to say like, oh, maybe Kendrick is some ultimate activist that maybe disrespects or sees that dark skin, is the only good thing. And he never said that though. Like, it just leaves room for people to say like, what are you talking about? The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you're bishop in juice. This seems callous to black culture, to be honest with you, because you're using lines, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. What do you mean? Like, what does he mean by that? That your culture and you come from this, so this is how you do things. We get that you think that you're bishop in juice. I don't get this line. I watched Juice a long time ago. Tupac was the main character, who his character was Bishop. And I don't want to give away the story. You guys should definitely see that movie. Ultimately, Bishop was trying to find his path. He had a bunch of friends. And I don't want to say what happened. You got to see what happened because I feel like I'm going to give it away. I'm just going to spoil it. But I don't see any connection. I know Kendrick's music catalog. I know Bishop and Juice. Without giving spoilers, that Bishop's trying to be tough. But Bishop was tough. I don't know. You guys go watch it and you tell me. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you? That was a cold line. And if Kendrick really did do this, we don't see it. We didn't really hear much about it. So it just doesn't hit because I don't know. We don't know if this is true. And I think the problem that Drake misses is that he brought up things that maybe people weren't really thinking about with Kendrick. But with Drake, all these things that Kendrick brought were kind of at the top of people's minds, were on the peripheral of what they were thinking. Your back is up against the curb. You're digging for dirt, should be digging for proof. I had liked that line when I first heard it because I always felt like, where is the proof for everything? With the daughter, why did you move to New York? Is it because you live in that bachelor life? Proposed in 2015, but don't want to make her your actual wife? I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right. Because we know the girls that you actually like. Your darkest secrets are coming to light. I thought this was kind of cold. I think a lot of this is messages to Whitney. Because the people who really care about not getting married is the woman. The woman is the one who wants to be proposed to. What's up? Why you didn't marry her yet? But again, we know Whitney kind of came in like us, kind of was, crip walking, all that stuff. So it's kind of funny. But again, bars to the girl. Drake just loves talking to the female. Your darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all in your face, like what happened to Mike. I had liked this when I heard it. I thought it was scary because it was kind of like, man, what is he talking about, right? It's all in your face, like what happened to Mike. I think he's talking about Michael Jackson. But that's kind of funny because Drake is is the one who likens himself to Michael Jackson, not Kendrick. So he's using a metaphor to diss him, but I guess he's talking about when all of the accusations towards Michael Jackson with involving children, maybe, I think that's what he's talking about. Like it's gonna blow up on you and it's come to light. But ironically, it's the reverse, that Drake is the one getting blown up on, but not like us. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. So that's why he's flipping it now. Michael was praying his features would change so people believe that he's actually white. Again, man, that's like, first you said you're Michael Jackson, now you're flipping it. He's Michael Jackson because Kendrick wants to be white. And then you're talking to someone who's empowering to his culture and race and to a lot of people in general. So to say Kendrick's trying to be white, where do you get that from? Make it make sense. I don't know, say something. I don't know. So what? His wife is or his girlfriend is mixed. So what? I think it's cruel, like, to say to anyone non-white, especially coming from a white person, praying that your features would be more like a white person. It's mad disrespectful. You can say whatever you want to rap beef, but if I feel like you're dissing me sometimes with this stuff, a gay person feels like homophobia or transphobia, or non-white feel like they're people want to say that they're trying to act white or trying to be white when they're not, and then you're white and you're saying that, it's questionable to the fans. Top would make you do features for change, get on pop records, and rap for the whites. It just, again, doesn't hit. Kendrick, I think in Section 81 of his, I'm not 100%, I thought he worked with a white person. I could be wrong. Y'all tell me in the comments, which was an independent album release, not with Top, as far as I know. Damn was one of his best albums. Yeah, there was U2 did rap with some pop artists at the time. I don't see Kendrick as someone like he rapped with for the white. And then again, for Drake, you being white and black, for you to say to a non-white person or black person, you're rapping for the whites. Drake, what was your music for? No offense to white people or to anyone. Drake, you can't say that to Kendrick. Drake, you only make music for pop culture. So how are you telling Kendrick, who has several albums that won, Grammys, Pulitzer Prize, who makes music empowering to his race and culture, that he's trying to rap for the whites? It doesn't make sense. And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you want him to stay out of the light. I had liked that line. Even if you're a Kendrick fan, you like J. Cole. You don't want to see J. Cole get like slaughtered. Apparently there was some videos of J. Cole being the one who told Dr. Dre about Kendrick. You disrespecting Cole is kind of messed up. I took that bar as a good diss. Oh shit, just follow me, right? Because nothing you saying could bother me, right? I get off the plane and nothing has changed. I head to Delilah with all on my ice. Head to Delilah with all on my ice. Save it for those other songs, man. This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. That would have sounded good. Family Matters might have been something, except Kendrick destroyed it with Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and continued the beef while you were going on vacation. You're dead, you're dead. This part creeped me the hell out because I didn't know what he was talking about. You're dead. And he kept saying, you're dead. This guy like the way he said it. You know what you know what I mean. I like this line. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You're dead. Drake thought that these bars were going to be the end of Kendrick. He thought he was hitting the red button. And I don't want to say that this stuff doesn't matter. Abuse and these things do matter. But I think he just thought that this was going to be the end of Kendrick's career. I think the problem is that people just didn't really resonate with. Maybe Drake, right? If you did what Kendrick did, make a whole 7-minute song on how bad it is that he beat, then people would have been like, whoa, it's something we got to look into. But you dissing Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, bringing up Rihanna, then you want to bring up this thing that Kendrick, hired a crisis management team. And people did feel like, man, people did question. But I think when Kendrick overrid everything with Meet the Grams, where he bully on Drake and his towards his family, he only focused on you and Meet the Grams. Family Matters it could have been something beside the flow, the vibe, and the beat, right? Like, I'll give that to Drake. A few kind of bars here and there, but it's a 7-minute track. Mostly I like the flow in the middle. I thought that this is against A$AP Rocky were the best, and some stuff against the Weeknd. But then all the stuff in the peripheral and all the meat of it kind of just fell apart. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below.